the New Year's Cup. This is the quarterfinal day. $9,400 on the line, and we jump into match number 1. The quarterfinals are pretty much a mirror labyrinth for the players, as we have 3 mirror matches today for you, but we start with a non-mirror match. It's Korea versus China, FoCuS versus 120. Afterwards, Chemico and Infi, Fly and Soin, Lawliot and Moon. China and Korea represent the East, showing up big for their New Year celebration. And to kick things off, one of the best undeads in the world against one of the best orcs in the world. None of them is really at the very peak, but we're getting there. And we're close.
Yeah, this has been an interesting storyline between these two. It seems like they keep on meeting, and their matches normally create amazing games at WGL or also offline. No, or also online. And look at the builds here so far. If this was happy playing, this would be super predictable, but it's not. It's 120. Just yesterday, we talked about how 120 used to be pretty creative, but has become more and more predictable over the last couple of weeks and months. But here, he's once again reaching into his little toolbox and looking for a tool that is not too normal, not the meta, because the build that he's playing is a ghoul build. Now he's not going super crazy with a Lich first or a Dreadlord first or something like that. It is still a DK, but it is a ghoul build, and this is Equiles. This is most likely the 120 special fast expansion.
Absolutely. DK fast expansion. No Dreadlord to kick things off. This is very special. Like, if we see a fast expansion for Undead, it's oftentimes with the Dreadlord 120. He's pretty much the only player in the world who does this, as far as I know.
I was watching through some replays for some, like, research, kind of. And here, 120 played this fast expansion as well. Was it at WGL against an Orc? And then he went for, like, a 70 supply timing push, tier 3. Goddamn, was that WGL?
Against FoCuS then? Or was it against Hitman? I'm not sure. He had 2 orcs.
Yeah, he was in the group with FoCuS. Yeah, must have been against FoCuS. Yeah, you're right.
So it's a WGL rematch right here. FoCuS with a fast tech and a Blade Master. We'll see this soon. He checks the green spot now. It's like, okay, you're not doing anything here. What is your plan then? He hasn't checked the main, as far as I know. We thank Cordon Black for 100 bits. Mettbrötchen disgusting. Please leave. And Be Shown in 88 for the 4-month 3 sub. 120 arrives, throws a coil, gets the experience. FoCuS leaves empty-handed.
This is some crucial early game movement. I would love to pause the game right now and interview the players. Why are you doing this? But of course, that's not how it happens. So what happened was, the Acolyte was scouting for what the Blade Master was going to do. And if the Blade Master creeps his own green, then maybe he expands, but Blade Master didn't do that. 0 experience, just got the item from the enemy camp. So 120, with seeing the Blade Master approaching and coming his way with early shop items, decides not to expand, techs instead, and now is playing 1-base ghouls.
Yeah, this is some Doak plays then. Very old school, 2010-ish Swedish undead.
I think it's very reactionary. I think that's because of what he scouted that the Blade Master was doing. Because if you fast expand against a Blade Master with heal cells and stuff, that's really problematic. So I think this is purely reactionary. As of course FoCuS played against this style before. Oh, does not get the last hit.
This is so impressive. Like, FoCuS is maybe the best player when it comes to Windwalk steals and item snatching. 120 plays so well around it that only 1 creep was killed.
Yeah, pretty well done. Absolutely. 120 going south, looking for more experience, looking for level 2. FoCuS finally has some grunts coming out. 2 grunts here so far. Arrives on tier 2. What are we gonna see? Shadowhunter, Bestiary.
Wyvern? It's only 1 Bestiary though. So far, so standard. And again, the fight for the Magi. Whoa, FoCuS is far away.
Yeah.
And 120.
Commits the speed scroll for a ghoul. I think 120 is fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that ghoul though. Grunt block, how good is it?
Ooh, sidestep, sweet. And a coil to save it. So FoCuS doesn't accomplish anything so far in this early. Not even the DK is pretty low. Ensnare on this grunt now. Not willing to commit to a surround as there's a lack of damage. Even denies the skeleton. That's the level we're playing on here. 12 HP and we fight for it.
Yeah, these are two
XP,
of the best in the world. Probably number 2 Orc and number 2 Undead in the world. But yesterday, when 1-0 defeated Happy, he made us question that assessment from last year. It is a new year, and everyone is trying to play as well as they can. Of course, lots of tournaments on the horizon. DreamHack, WGL, and whatever else might come. Fast tech by 1-2-0 to tier 3. Same for FoCuS. FoCuS, in fact, a little bit quicker. 1-0 doing a little WFZ special here. Going for the Ogre Magi snipe. In the south, we have the blade and the shadow now creeping the merchant. Not the best item, but always great experience and really easy to creep. And finally, level 2 blade. This took forever. That's always the downside of going so aggro with the blade and skipping the barracks. You can creep very little. And on tier 2, you want to solo level the shadow because he really needs level 3 for the tier 3 stage. So this blade may very well be kind of underwhelming this whole game.
We have a 12 o'clock spot going 1-0's way with the big invul. Swaps it over to the Lich immediately. Blade Master gets, or the Shadow Hunter gets the 6 o'clock position. So the unique spots are shared between the two players, but look at the Blade Master's inventory. That's ridiculous. On Echo Isles, we stack up claws, we stack up circlets. All he has is one item.
Yep. That's the only... He only was able to steal that at the opponent's Mauler camp. After that, he was concerned about trying to prevent creeping as much as possible. A nice Blade Master movement, trying to steal another creep, but this one goes to 1-2-0.
Again.
Also the item, the Blade Master's out of mana. This could have been a surround. 1-0 trying to close it, but hard to do.
Focus on the creeps instead to get that experience for level 3 and level 2. What's up?
Expansion by FoCuS with 2 grunts, 1 raider.
36.
And a level 2 blade. That is so greedy.
36 supply expansion. TC is coming. But 1-0.
It's a super weird timing though. So if it doesn't get scouted, this could be a win condition.
1-0 usually everywhere with his skeletons. We've seen one in the main, but not in the south. So both players are going for the mercenary camp. The biggest permanent item on the map. Headhunter upgrade. So seeing that the production buildings were empty, does he draw the conclusion already that there is something happening?
That would be some really, really perceptive play, I think. Few undeads would do that, and I think if he was expecting this, he would have sent a skeleton to be natural, so I believe he did not.
I think that was his last rod, though.
Yeah.
Dude,
and
this
kind
Lich...
of Happy style, being low on the rods, saving gold. It's gonna be a strong push though for 1-0. If he brings 2 ghouls, gets a Pit Lord, and then attacks with his tier 3 timing right now, that's a hard push to hold.
Yeah, he's bringing 1. The Lich is a machine. Additional attack speed, +6, +9, +5, resulting in +20 damage. How does FoCuS hold against this? TC has no aura. I like that a lot. It is Stomp. Blade Master still only 1 level of crit, but the level 2 heal wave is ready. Can the Korean hold against the
I really like the Pit Lord choice here. Dark Ranger could also be good, but Pit Lord on level 1, if you out micro against the Stomp, is better. The damage mitigation is so severe. 1-0. I don't think he has any idea about this expansion. He's pushing into the main, letting the Expo finish. FoCuS' greedy play so far, not getting punished.
And you should think that these players know each other inside out, but even if the pro scene is rather small in Warcraft 3 compared to whatever StarCraft, there is still some tricks up their sleeves. But he sees it now. Fiends arrive, Lich arrives, big damage. It's so close to completion. Distraction coming in from FoCuS. And no attacks anymore. This expansion will finish. Stomp comes in. Fiend under attack. Under the net as well. And boom, down it goes. TC in trouble though. Nova speed scroll to get out of there. But the Lich long range gets the last hit.
Really important Fiend micro there as well. Dodging the Kodo Devour. But more ensnares coming in. This Kodo gets the Devour off. 1 more heal wave is on the way. That is level 2 heal wave fortunately for FoCuS. But the Kodo still dies. Fiend is back with the last shot. FoCuS did not forget about the dust. Really important. Otherwise, 1-0 could have used the burrow like crazy right here. Both armies have shrunk quite significantly, but the statues in the back still alive. So much regen for 1-2-0 over time. Blade Master did not snipe them early, which is normally his job, looking for the Fiend kills instead. And now he's going towards them. But now he's already getting pressured pretty heavily, and the Shadowhunter's out of mana. No more healing for FoCuS.
Also, only one invo potion. Shadowhunter is a little bit exposed. TC still out of that fight. FoCuS is the healer now. Raiders give good control, but now they're dead as well. That was the last end snare. Blade Master down to 50%. A little bit of range attack against the statues. They get blocked too. Blade is not forced into this invo yet. One of the region boxes are done, and the TC comes back with a Stomp. Can that turn the fight around or decide the fight even?
Brings mana potion for the Shadowhunter as well. Really important. It's all about healing. But look how much mana the DK has. Very conservative so far with his coil usage. Statue in the back is going to be taken out. The expansion is running, but now 1-0 is looking towards the peons. Those, of course, he kills quickly. Is that going to give him a level up, perhaps? Pit Lord's close to 2. That's a good one. Lich is kind of close to 3. That's a really big one. But then again, the second hero for 1-0 doesn't have too much mana. It's a lot about mana here in this next fight.
During the fight, 1-0 counter-expanded. It's finished now, so they are on 2 bases each. The group stage was very one base heavy, and we start into the quarterfinal. They all want some more gold. Focus fire on the DK now, trying to trigger this town portal. No invul on him, but heavy focus fire on that Blade Master. Needs to go for the invul now. Here we go. Nice surround and the Stomp. Can he even kill him? No, Stomp is not long enough. Opens that surround as well. Invul potion transfer from that Lich, but maybe that's a possible target now. We should have more ensnares in a bit. TC again in trouble. The Ring of Protection doesn't do too much against the Orb of Corruption. Oh, that Fiend dies to the coil. That was one wasted. And the Kodo got no Devour, but it's safe.
FoCuS still has to be careful about his heroes. Once again, the Shadowhunter is running out of mana. No heal wave at the moment. This TC is dead! With the coil flying in. It's only a level 1 hero, yes, but if you kill him over and over, that means he gets very little experience. 1-0 is still pressuring the expansion. As you said, the expansion on his side is up now. I didn't even see this whole time during this extended engagement. FoCuS now looking for reinforcements. Predicting the rally route is pretty easy. Might be able to get the statue. But what about the expansion? FoCuS needs to keep this expo up.
He can't really repair. The Lich is too strong. The damage is too high. He like 3 shots a peon with high damage rolls and with Nova, of course. Whoa, there's no repair anymore. 1-0 commits hard to the Great Hall.
Only now level 3 Blade. He has been so weak this game. As I mentioned in the early, when you play him so aggressively, you don't get a level 3 quickly. You don't get a level 4 quickly. Also, his items weak. 1-0 committing to the Great Hall. Does he get it? Only 1 peon is left. That one should be coiled. Ideally, 1-0 takes it out. TP's back, has his own second base up and running. Not under threat. The Undead now in a magnificent position.
TC came back just when the town portal went off. And what now? FoCuS. 45 supply, okay. Double level 3, also okay. But if 1-0 holds this for a second, the game should be over. We see a Temple of the Damned transition for the Necromancer as well. So Curse coming in. And the damage is already low on FoCuS' side. Blade Master has crit 2, but look at the inventory. It's attack speed, +2, and the orb. That's it. Rest is tankiness.
And FoCuS has been under so much pressure this game. He didn't get rich from this expansion as he had to keep on producing over and over to just stay alive. That he doesn't have the spare resources to easily transition into Walker Tech, which is what he needs. You can't play against Banshees without Walkers. It doesn't work. At least the Blade Master scouts it. He has the resources now to set up a totem. But it looks like he prefers to save the resources for a tiny Great Hall, and I think that's the right call. FoCuS needs to get up to 2 bases himself again.
That is so expensive. He gets the Voodoo Lounge up, but he's not really close to a tiny Great Hall. Could sell an item, of course, and then move over. Skeletons can't get the scout off. 1-0 sends them again. But he saw, okay, my opponent is not coming through this little path in the south, so he should be safe for this creep. That's the purpose of the scout. 60 supply for 1-0. Again, FoCuS trying to catch reinforcements, but they are not coming. Fiend even in the main. Maybe misrally.
Yeah, he wanted to send a ghoul there when he remade it and didn't reposition yet. 1-0 folk solo creeping the Pit Lord as well. Almost level 3 now. I think Cleave is the better choice on level 3. Cleave scales pretty well from skill point to skill point. Whereas Howl from level 1 to 2 really isn't that much of a difference maker.
And against Headhunters, it's so good. Thank you, Dunkable, for the 100 bits, and Pudgy for the 25-month resub. So, Tiny Great Hall up. Also, Torrent Totem for the Dispel. FoCuS needs to stall more time. It's a long tech tree to get the AoE Dispel. Good shop control, though.
1-0 already at 70 supply, but a lot of that is stuck in production. He kind of forgot about 1 or 2 ziggurats there for a while. So perhaps FoCuS has a bit more time. Needs to go into upkeep instantly himself.
Nice
Walker Tech is coming, but it's still pretty far away. You need 2, ideally 3 walkers plus adept training to really feel comfortable in the late game.
We do have a faster army now with the Endurance Aura. And a little bit more damage in the next fight thanks to the level 2 critical strike. Kodo Aura is upgraded, so that helps as well.
No Invo on the Lich. That could be the Achilles heel here in 1-0's army. But if FoCuS commits for the hero kill and doesn't get it, this game is instantly over.
Yeah, game on a knife's edge right here. Could even go for a Destroyer as he has 3 statues. Will he snipe it earlier? Now. Goes for the Fiends again. Oh, snipes the Banshee immediately, but the TC! Invo Potion right away. Heal Potion as well, consumes it immediately. Thirsty, thirsty Milk Cow. Banshee falling. All of the curse is gone.
On the Blade Master, it is still applied, so that's not too bad. But yeah, really good sniping by FoCuS so far. Level 4 on DK here as well. I think it is. Death Pact and level 3 now on the Pit Lord finally. It took a while for 1-0 to get the kills, but seems like he's starting to get them indeed. Blade Master needs to be careful. Gets the heal wave there as well, still holding on to the Invul. We have seen these nukes be successful before, only on the TC so far. He's level 3 now. TC needs mana pots, but FoCuS this whole game seems to be broke. Again, no resources for him, no gold. 1-0's FoCuS Fire now looking pretty good. Pit Lord ready with the next Howl.
Oh
Going for the
my,
blade!
Nuke, indeed. Nova hitting 2 of the heroes. Blade Master should be out of that fight. Next heal wave is coming in a bit. TC, can he really storm? He consumes the mana potion, storms pretty much everything. But where's the follow-up? 150 critical strike, that's not too high at that late in the game. Another potion to keep the blade safe. FoCuS Fire shifts on him. Banshee a little bit out of position. Stomp is okay, but the TC is still cut off from the rest of the army.
Still seems to be anyone's fight here. This shop for FoCuS is keeping him in this game.
The
Kodo Beast would be a big kill. Keeps it alive for the time being. Spirit Link nicely protecting it. No Destroyers being morphed yet. As the Berserker numbers decline, I think it might be time to morph into a Destroyer. But don't know if the upgrade was actually researched. Blade again in trouble. Low HP. Spirit Link a game saver in this late game stage. But FoCuS's army is still so small. Kodo gets taken out. A-Bomb is back. And now we have 17 supply lead for 1-0. Looking to close out this game.
We see more and more burrow plays. 1-0 and Happy. Just masters of this ability. And with that, he has the damage.
A player's forces are under attack.
DK is safe. Even has a mana potion. Lich is still super strong. Can FoCuS do something here? There's almost no control except the Storm. What's he going for? Fiends again, Banshees again, but he didn't hit the DK, so a coil is possible. Shifts it around. FoCuS Fire with the Lich on the TC again.
Right, it's a war of attrition here. Whoever runs out of mana first is going to lose this fight, and certainly looking better for 1-0. Big supply lead now for him. FoCuS trying to take out those statues. That is the regen machine. That is the sustain. TC in trouble again. Dies for the 3rd time, and that's finally it. GG. 1-0 gets the 1-0 lead.
Damn. What a cool game to open this long day of Warcraft. A nice little back and forth. A nice little strategic idea by FoCuS. But the early game, maybe too weak. Maybe he felt forced to go for that. And yeah, in the end, didn't really work out, unfortunately. But nice timings by 1-0 throughout the entire game, pretty much. And FoCuS just a little bit too late.
I mean, it was a really greedy late game strat by FoCuS. His idea was prevent the early expansion from 1-0 that he was expecting. 1-0 reacted, didn't expand, but rather crept up. And then FoCuS tries to go into the late game with a weak Blade Master plus a greedy expansion. That was, yeah, a risky call, and 1-0 punished him for it. I love that 1-0 counter expanded behind it.
Yes.
And didn't go completely all in right there. And he traded so well that he could come back with follow-up attacks and produce a really convincing victory.
So, since this is against what we said yesterday, best of 3, it's match points for 1-2-0.
Oh, then it's going to be definitely not going to be too late for Rising Star.
Yeah, we aligned that pretty nicely.
We told the Chinese guys, we need to
Please.
make this best of 3.
Yeah,
Of course.
we have a
Okay.
weekly cup coming up, right? Please make this a little bit faster. Thank you, Duro. You wonderful, wonderful man. 23 months of resubs, almost our 2-year anniversary. Hello, less than 3. Hello, less than 3 back. And 0T for the first time with the Prime sub. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sorry for the stupid question, but what does the Pit Lord Howl do?
It is a debuff. In a certain AoE around him, I think it's like 800 or something, every enemy unit receives the debuff Howl of Terror, and with that, their right-click damage is reduced by 30%.
Right, feels like my internet just crashed, and I don't know why.
I can still hear you.
Yeah, it's just the connection to Twitch, apparently. And we're kind of getting back. Whoa, that was unfortunate. I guess that means that they didn't see the end of the game.
Ah, that's a shame.
Sorry, guys. On our end, everything's fine. Our Discord connection is still fine. Chat connection is still fine. Yeah, that was unfortunately not on our ends.
That's a yikes.
Oh, that is true. That is a yikes indeed. So sorry for that, but here we go. Map number 2. I hope you saw the end of that fight then. But yeah, 1-0 just continued to carry his advantage into the late game and was a little overwhelming there. 1-0 lead for the Chinese. Only 3 Chinese in the round of 8. 5 Koreans. But the Chinese maybe in all 3 matches the favorites. 1-0 versus FoCuS, Infi versus Chimiko, and Fly versus Soen. But we'll see about that. Soen had some good performances recently.
So FoCuS this time switching up his build, not looking to early game pressure with the Blade Master and trying to punch a possible expansion, but rather going for the standard with the Barracks. Now, Farseer is very out of fashion for the Asians, but we have seen it done by FoCuS before. Still not here though. It's so weird. Like, it has been quite a while. It has been at least half a year, maybe a little bit more, where Lin, FoCuS, Fly, everyone was spamming Farseer like crazy. And then 2 months later, nobody's playing it anymore. And in Europe, everyone's playing it.
Yeah, they do not value the chain lightning as much as we do, Remo. Or at least I.
Yeah. That's their own fault then, Neil. Farseer, chain lightning, and woofies, how can you lose?
I have to educate FoCuS about that, but he won't listen to me anyway. So.
No.
Maybe also for the
He's gonna
better.
say, no, that's stupid.
That's stupid. Like when I told him that tier 3 in Orc Mirror is good. And yeah. He insulted
And
me.
Infi starts beating everyone with torrents. How good was that, dude?
That was a fun time indeed, but it feels like it's over.
That's a little sad. So anyways, we have 1-0 again. We're going with the same build, with the Ghoul build. And as you can see, he has 7 Acolytes. 1 for scouting, another one for creating the expansion, and of course 5 in the main.
Selling
And
the
here
alpha.
we can see the confirmation of earlier. Indeed, 1-0 is scouting with his Acolyte number 6, I guess that is. If the Blade Master is creeping, then it's time to expand. And otherwise, he falls back and techs. So really cool build here by 1-0. Smart count early expansion, possibly, and also ready to transition if the opponent should be playing aggressively against you.
Damn, Remo. That is quite some knowledge you're dropping here in the early. As you're obsessed with the openings, nice that you educate all viewers and me on this. So this is level 2 right away. Blade Master kind of has to be aggressive. Nice addition with the Claws of Attack for him. Lucky drop.
By the way, in case you guys haven't seen this, 1-0 has been playing this fast expansion style for quite a while. And when we first saw it, it blew our minds because what the build involves is unsummoning the altar.
Yes.
So you get more resources, and on your way to tier 2, you remake the altar, and then get the Lich on tier 2. Blade Master's coming in. He's certainly going to get one cancel off here. Was that a cancel? I think it was. Instant resummon again. The Nerub Tower is about halfway done. FoCuS could try to cancel that again, but seems like he's satisfied with his first disruption. Especially the Grunt has to be careful.
Yeah.
If he walks in Nerub Tower range, that's a really easy surround.
Cool for FoCuS that we have fountains on this map. So harass, heal up, go in again if the mana is still enough. We have quite some 2 new subs here. Thank you, Unholy Acroma and Hundezone for the 12-month resub. Happy subiversary, my man.
Thank you very much. Unholy Acroma. That sounds like a rock band, doesn't it?
Kind of, yeah. Or like the fan group of a rock band. We are the Unholy Acromas. Worshipping
Yeah.
A player's force.
dark Acroma heavy metal band.
Makes sense to me. Here comes the tech now for 1-2-0. 5 Acolytes in the main, 5 at the expansion. Blade Master could actually look for some Acolyte snipes in the main base. That could be quite painful, but he's not looking for that. And now the Nerub is coming up, so 1-0 seems to be safe. 1-0 kind of turtling with his main army at the expo is, of course, miles and miles behind the opponent in tech. And FoCuS going for a Torrent Totem on tier 2 already with a TC second.
A player's
Sweet.
forces are under
Radar Walker TC. And you know what else is sweet? Our, what's it called? The guy who drives a train. Conductor. Our donation train conductor Azul graces us with his presence. 10 euros. Choo-choo donation train. Come on, guys. Let's show this amazing game and those 2 amazing casters some love. And it's actually working without us mentioning and you even seeing it. Nap. Donates 10 euros as well. Thank you for spending the day with us. So, Azul, I don't know how you do it, but you are the best donation train conductor we can hope for.
Thank you very, very much. Blade Master coming in. It's going to be at least 1 Acolyte kill unless the call comes in. Oh, nicely done. Also, look at the base layout. You know, I love base layout at the expo. The graveyard is coming up there, so the ghouls can be parked, ready to defend, in range of the Nerub Tower. Necropolis is coming up in case Acolytes die, also in range of the Nerub Tower if melee units should attack it.
are under attack.
This is so cool by 1-0. And the altar is coming up once again, and a second crypt.
Mass Fiend transition, or just overrun him with mass ghouls if it's Radar Walker.
Town is under siege.
I think it's gonna be Fiends.
Yeah.
Spirit Link and TC is really, really good against ghouls.
Yes. And you can kind of go for Wyvern rather early. Thank you, Sell It for Future, 2-month resub. Super awesome stream. Thank you. Should we start to translate Guile with horny? Super horny stream.
It's a little weird. Yeah, that's a weird specialty in German language. We use the term horny for essentially awesome.
Yeah.
Nice Blade Master harass here. Slowing down the DK's creeping as much as possible, also securing the TC's progress. Who is now coming north with a really big force. This is or not really big, but decently big, 38 supply. And this is certainly a powerful push.
Player's forces are under attack.
Okay, he's not trying to all in against the expansion though, I like that. Counter Expo coming up by FoCuS. And with the Blade Master scouting as much as he is, and the fact that 1-0 sold his TP earlier, this Expo should most likely be coming up as well.
FoCuS with a big moment right here. Stole the Berserker, and as you can see on the experience on the Death Knight, that prevents level 3. And with that, level 2 coil. We have another Claw on the TC, Heal Scroll as well. Guess he's committing to this expansion now, distracting the Undead in the main. 1-0, yes.
He's setting up 4 production buildings.
Forces are under attack.
Double Crypt, Banshee House, and Slaughterhouse.
Oh, wow. That's not something you see every day. Such a busy undead base.
Yeah. I like it though. He needs to get a certain number of fiends out quickly. Like 5 is usually where he starts feeling comfortable. And 2 statues and 3 banshees. And suddenly there's already a really strong army. Is of course lacking the tier 3 with triple hero and orb. But other than that, pretty good. So, FoCuS. Going towards the expansion. Seeing what he can do. Going for the graveyard right away.
That would prevent fiends, which is kind of a nice touch. Does he have pillage? Not really. And I guess the damage against buildings isn't enough. Oh, with the shockwave, interestingly. With that, he can't get it. And no fiends no more.
3 are out already though, so it's not too bad. And the Lich is coming in as well. The Frost Armor is going to be a big help over here. Speed Scroll, trying to run out. So what was that? 1 Raider for 1 Graveyard?
Maybe even 2 Grunt as well. Graveyard take forever.
But what is there? Can still make army, he can make banshees, he can make statues, so it's not that big of a tech block.
We have an expansion, by the way, for FoCuS, almost finishing. Peons are moving over right away. Tier 3 halfway done as well. Warmill. This is lining up to be a sweet, sweet tier 3 2 base game.
Exactly. This is, in my opinion, always in Warcraft is the best. Tier 3 2 base. Super exciting games. Triple hero almost always. Super high levels. Trading over and over. And towards the end, oftentimes resource management as one base runs out or something like that. Absolutely love to see this.
Now that you mention it, like, seriously, that is the best we can hope for. Also, back in the day, the human versus Night Elf matchup was always my favorite when we saw this.
Players' forces are under attack.
Ooh, greater mana for 1-0. He
Oh,
keeps
yes.
on getting them, right? Yesterday, twice as well.
Town is under
Yeah, his items against Happy were pretty good.
Don't make excuses all the time for Happy.
Remo, why are you making excuses for Happy all the time?
You're grinding his dick so hard. YouTube comments, everybody.
Attack towards the Necropolis. FoCuS gonna back up. That's the easy TP first.
This Blade Master is so powerful. Not even an orb, but plus 23 already and no Kodo. Tier 3 finishes for 1-0 as well. FoCuS is trying to find some damage, but it feels like 1-0 is always there when he needs to be there.
Oh, 1-0 again. Forget about 2 Ziggurats. He supplies like now forever. He could be jumping to 70 or 75 supplies super quick if he hadn't forgotten about those Ziggurats, but he did. One more Fiend killed. Blade Master reaches level 3.
FoCuS disengages. We got some curses in and some more subs. Thank you, Juan. 10-month resub. Horny? That's a yikes. And up for... Okay, let's go for the fight first. As we have the Fiend almost dead. Nice spell. Coil too late. Oh, wow.
That was split second. Almost saved it. But finally level 2 for Lich and the Orb. That's a big power spike coming in for 1-0 and FoCuS feels it right away, losing another Raider.
Ouch.
And this Walker is certainly also dead. 1 Banshee gets taken out, but she already cursed the Blade Master in a couple more units. This is totally fine. There's another Nova ready.
God.
Coil killing more and more units. FoCuS, you are seriously overextending right now.
Yes, 1-0 on a killing spree. Loses the statue now, but gets another grunt if he invests the coil. That is one nice sniping DK, or even Lich doesn't need that coil. What we need is more people like Apfelkuchen, €10 donation. Really enjoy 1-0 on Back to Warcraft recently. Have a nice weekend. I hope you enjoy more. Whoa, we have a Tomb of Retraining. TC going for Storm. Oh, DK has no TP. Plenty of mana, but no way to get out of there. Is the damage enough? Or will the curse save him? Hex comes in as well. A little bit more right clicks and he's dead. Critical strike goes.
Oh!
But he walks it off!
Jesus! Another Hex is ready. Blade Master has more mana for Windwalk, but he's not going to commit. Instead, it's the TC getting focused. He receives the invul, remains alive. Blade Master did get dusted. 1-0 there. Even thinking of that perhaps a surprise attack ambush is going to come in by the Blade.
Sick game so far. Thank you, Aeroprime Blues, for the 54-month resub. 4.5 years of being subbed to the best Warcraft channel. 2020 is looking like a good year for us all. Keep up the good work. If you keep on subbing, my friend, then we definitely keep on
Players' forces
rocking.
are under attack.
Did the fact that this Ghoul Expo is working out so well in so many different scenarios? I thought the WGL exploit was like, FoCuS wasn't ready. He got surprised. But it's pretty much the same strat again.
Yeah.
And it's looking really good again. This time, Dark Ranger, by the way. As the TC is very strong already, you want to have an answer against that, possibly. 1-0 is going in. DK getting focused quickly. The Stomp is ready. Silence needs to come in. Silence did not come in. Dark Ranger used it before, I think. FoCuS heavily committing to this. DK not TPing? He does. Okay.
That was a little lucky, man. The triggered the purge to get out of that hex. If that's not happening, and if it's a crit without purge, this DK could be dead. So thanks to the RNGesus, DK survived.
1-0 is lacking a couple of levels here. Level 4 DK, level 3 Lich is what you want to have in this late game. Might be able to get that now at the fountain. For FoCuS, it's the Shadowhunter who severely needs levels. Only level 1 so far, that is not good enough. But what is very nice is the find here at the lab. Big mana potion. They just keep on dropping over and over.
Skip, please. Nerf them. Skip is the new Matt Morris, by the way.
250 mana is more than enough.
We have a Spirit Walker Master Training. 1 ghoul for the harass, but FoCuS is there to stop this nonsense. It's absolutely not nonsense, but from his point of view. Level 3 Lich, lining up to be nice. Soapy Mask, great find as well.
Level 4 DK is also a big deal. We saw how much he needed that Death Pact earlier, gets it now. Doesn't forget about the toe, makes the chat happy.
We get the 3-0 attack upgrade for 1-0 again.
Forces are under attack.
But FoCuS's army is also becoming really strong. He's moving towards that perfect Orc late game stage, which is basically Berserkers and Walkers and a couple of Kodos, along with the strong heroes. And having this early level 4 TC is so nice. I love this TC second pick.
Yeah.
If he gets to 5, he is a win condition on his own.
Shadowhunter finally got level 2, so we do have heal wave only now, 15 minutes into the game.
Oh, FoCuS coming in for the creep jack. Could be a nice flank. The TC up on the high ground. 1-0 does try to fall back, but Stomp still hits pretty nicely. Aggressive
Silence.
coil on the Blade Master. Forced into the invoke quickly.
Kodo comes in for Devour, but 1-0 dodges it quite nicely. He never got the DK with the Stomp, so coils were ready on these fiends, but Purge got applied. Pretty much like curse everywhere again.
So many kills of FoCuS though. He devoured 2 fiends as well, killed off more fiends, but Blade Master is hurt. This is a little bit scary. The level 1 heal wave is certainly a detriment at this point. Blade Master running away, no invul anymore. 1-0 starting to find his own set of kills. Coil again misses. I don't think that one was on cooldown. Lich in trouble, getting focused, no invul to protect him, and Coil is on cooldown as he just used it. Really nice find there, and a big mana potion committed. More stomps, more kills. FoCuS taking control now of this late game as it seems. 1-0 trying to fall back, another stomp comes in. The Dark Ranger's also dead! And that is level 3 for the Shadow, and just like that, this game is finished. FoCuS with a magnificent fight, more and more kills. Gets the GG.
Yeah, I don't really know where the tipping point was in this game, but at one point FoCuS exploded in strength and quality. Like, it feels like at one point 1-0 had no real chance anymore in this fight. FoCuS flipped the switch and it was craziness from that moment on.
I think with that fast expansion strat, the best window to win the game is your first 70 supply push. And there were 2 issues with that. 1-0 firstly, forgot about the ziggurats in the late game.
Yes,
It was
that
on
was
60
a
out
big
of
mistake.
60 for way too long. And when he went for the push first, he got stomped, hexed, focused, forced to TP back. FoCuS had more time to creep, more time for more production. But if that first 70 push hits more crisply, then it's normally around 70 versus 55. And that is, I think, the timing that 1-0 did miss.
Yes, and that should have been the win.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, yeah, of course, you can't always play flawlessly, not even if your name is 1-0. FoCuS adapting really well on the fly. This is not a strategy you see every day and that you're used to playing against like the normal tier 3 stuff. The TC second, the early walkers, it all made sense. Killing the graveyard as well to reduce the number of fiends so the focus fire isn't that hard. It was great. That was just great. Thank you, Peebo Frag, for the 42-month Ale the best in 2020. Keep the great job, as we all appreciate it a lot. We will not switch jobs. We could just go harder on this channel. 42 month, man. Blaze it. Thank you.
I saw something with 420. It made me chuckle this morning. What was it? Ah, yeah, it's Kim Chun Sam's tournament on Tuesday. Did you see that?
No.
It's FoCuS versus Lawliot show match.
Uh-huh.
A full best of 14. And the prize money is 420,000 Korean dollars.
Ah, okay. Damn, best of 14. We see this in like StarCraft and Age of Empires all the time, and Warcraft really rarely.
Yeah, that's gonna be a long ass series,
Like,
man.
even best of 7 is really rare.
Yeah, and they're gonna fully play it. Not gonna play to the first one.
It takes forever.
Yeah, it does.
That's like, wait a sec. I have to. Okay, I got my calculator out. I calculate like 20 minutes per game, right?
Yep.
That's 4.5 hours. If they don't take a break in between a best of 14.
The pro gamers, Neo. They're professionals.
It's like a Super Bowl.
Oh, that's pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it this year. It's just every year I think I'm gonna watch it. I don't care about the teams. It's just meeting with friends and have some good food and some drinks.
Yeah.
And then I go there, I have some snacks, I have 1-2 drinks, the game starts, it goes into the first quarter, I get tired, I get bored, I go to sleep.
I always fall asleep as well. Because you always have something to drink, so you're a little bit tipsy. That doesn't help, for me at least, with staying awake.
Nope.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to watch this year either.
Thank you, Mini Gumbo, for the 38-month resub. Love you.
So we
Game
saw
3.
1-0's special fast expansion build twice now, but here in map 3, he switches it up and plays standard Tet Fiend build. And it was in fact at WGL, where also here he switched to the Tet Fiends, and I was so excited that finally an undead prioritized slowing down the Blade Master, which I think is an absolute, oh my Jesus, what the hell is this? Alright, did you see it in the altar? It was a Dreadlord for like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. No, I
But
was
he
at
canceled.
FoCuS's base, checking out if this is maybe a Farseer, but it isn't.
Yeah, he cancelled. Anyways, slowing down Blade Master early on really helpful. Normally level 3 Blade Master is what gives Orc the map control and security in the mid game to safely creep up the shadow and to somewhat safely steal some big camps away because of the value of speed scroll.
We have 2 new subs here. Thank you soon for the 8-month resub. Hypers! Hope to see you later for Rising Star Cup as well. Werewolf King! 23-month resub. Thank you very much. And Remo, we are 45 minutes into this cast and we have 2,200 viewers.
That's pretty good.
That is super insane.
Town is under siege.
Guys, thank you all for tuning in today. I hope you're going to be staying with us for a nice long while because we're going to have a nice long day of Warcraft today. Chinese New Year Cup to start with, and then the Rising Star.
The player's forces are
Probably gonna have some downtime in between, actually, Neo.
Yeah, we
What
have
could
some.
we do?
I think we have something to discuss, or we have some community interaction, or both. We'll see.
Ooh, exciting news. 1-0 starting off with the green, same as FoCuS, only opting for the item carrier. Clause of attack for him. That's exactly the start he was looking for. This map is really good to stack up Blade Master and anything, because we have pretty good damage items to drop, and also the marketplace.
Thank you very much, Krum95 for the €5 donation. I have a man crush on you guys. Smoochers, smoochers. Is this the best Quidditch player on the planet, Victor Krum? Thank you very much for the contribution and the kind words.
Quidditch? That's Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a Harry Potter fan.
I lined up at the bookstore at midnight to get book 4, 5, 6, 7, I guess.
forces are under attack.
And then I was suddenly too sick to go to school to not get spoiled. Oh, FoCuS! You magpie! He must have been a magpie in a previous life.
That was a really high damage roll. That was pretty lucky, actually. That was almost 100 HP on the Ogre Magi. The Blade Master was reaching for the coil.
You just, like, if you're FoCuS, you should gamble. Don't you? Because, like, look at his inventory again. Very good. He's just oftentimes blessed. If he needs luck, he oftentimes gets lucky.
A player's forces are under attack.
That was very good for him. Good little jump start. And Skeleton's positioned at the green camp again, 1-0 once more. Looking to keep tabs on the Blade Master. Does want to creep level 2 at least, though, himself, which he does get. Would love to see 1-0 being aggressive now. Trying to slow down the Blade. But in fact, it's FoCuS looking to engage here. Or maybe he was just trying to steal the Tuskars away. But this is basically the favorite Orc play in the early. Steal the Ogre Magi at the natural and steal the Tuskars away.
A player's forces are under attack.
Q2 is finishing, and FoCuS can commit to this harass a little more. He still has mana, he has the replenishment potion, and in this scenario, we love this item a lot, even though the value of healing and mana regen are maybe a little low. But that is just the perfect moment for this item now.
Oh, skeleton usage again. Look at FoCuS. He wants this Tuskar camp. But 1-0 is looking for it and is going to contest it. I think this early gameplay is so much better from 1-0. Happy, for example, always goes the opposite route. He's 0% interested in slowing down the Blade. He's just power creeping himself. And the reason why I think that 1-0's play is better is because undead armies will always creep together, all heroes. It's not like you're splitting the DK away and he's solo harassing, but that's exactly what the Orc wants to do. He wants to get level 3 Blade Master early and then solo creep the Shadow on tier 2. So if you can slow that down, that is normally a benefit. But FoCuS now is left alone for a while and can go for the Warlord. Gonna be a big item for him. Not quite yet level 3, but 1 or 2 more creeps and he should be there. What is the item for him? Lots of great ones to be found. Healthstone. Certainly nice.
Also in these roaming stages, additional regen is always good. Same for the Ring of Regeneration later in the game. Maybe not the biggest value as it's not something that makes you invulnerable or gives you mana like the Mana Stone, but for this moment, a great item.
A player's forces are under attack.
Thank you, Tilt, for the 10-month resub. And Mansion!
Oh, on the
Big
Blade!
nuke! All of a sudden going for Nova! This never happens usually.
And the crucial moment there was 1-0. I don't know if he saw it or felt it. Dusting the Blade Master, canceling the healing and slowing down his healing process. And now that's a health stone already somewhat wasted.
Well, he kept the blade alive, so I wouldn't call it wasted,
Forces are under attack.
but I know what you mean.
FoCuS is relying on stealing creeps to get level 3. Does he get it? He should. And there we go.
Easy
Okay.
number 1.
What does there use a ton of his mana here to creep? 2 Novas, 2 coils.
You got a
Early
Wyvern,
Wind
by the way.
Rider.
So more creeping in the mid game?
Yeah, single Wind Rider can be nice. Is good DPS. Downside of Wind Riders is that they die really quickly. But that will force web, that's more resources. I just hope he doesn't go too heavy on Wind Riders. That is, in my opinion, the downfall.
One is enough. So the lack of Blade Master in this creeping army or squad, and you make up for that with a Wyvern. You can be a little annoying. It forces web, as you said. Ooh, claws +9. This blade. Oh, it gets a Fiend for pretty much free. And that's the downside of going Nova first. No Frost Armor to slow down the blade.
Yep, and the DK was waiting for the orb, so he wasn't in range to use the coil. Smart play there by FoCuS, once again showing how good he is with this Blade Master. At the shop now, should be time for an invul. And the dust. I love that he doesn't forget about the dust, something that way too many orcs keep on forgetting. Shadowhunter, 1 level ahead of the Lich. That is kind of the norm and kind of what Orc needs. Waiting for the TC. Oh my god, is he waiting for the Tiny Great Hall on 40 supply? FoCuS, really? No.
Okay, this time we can't steal. Wand of Illusion only. But this looks pretty promising to FoCuS. If this would be a Blade Master with an Orb of Lightning, I guess the Dark Ranger would pretty much be dead. But it is a Dark Ranger again, and the Orb of Lightning is already on the Shadow Hunter. They finally reunite, and the Shadow Hunter brought some gifts. Hello, powerful blade. Plus 25.
Oh, Jesus. That's so much damage. Ooh. Map 1, Blade Master super weak. FoCuS loses. Map 2, the other way around, he wins. How's it gonna end up this time? Wind Rider instantly dead. We can see they even missed the issue with that here with that unit. Fiend's not microed at all, being stomped there really easily despite the illusions. Oh, Lich getting focused as well. Blade Master looking for the kill, committing the speed scroll, committing pretty hard for this Blade. Blade very low HP. Has to use the invul. Another heal wave comes in. Aiming for the statues next, but the invul is about to end. Silence on the Shadow. He can't use the heal wave at the moment. TC also in trouble. Both heroes kind of at risk. TC dies. That is affordable, but the Blade Master FoCuS can't afford to lose.
What a phenomenal silence. That might have won him the game. More kills. TC dead again.
Oh,
yes, the Shadow Hunter is very powerful. The Blade Master is very powerful, but FoCuS lost quite a bit. 42 supply only. TC back from the tavern. No, he doesn't have resources for it. The first time we see a Destroyer for 1-2-0 with no Banshee transition happening, but a 6th Acolyte in the Black Citadel. He knows that this fight was really good. And this is an expansion now.
And FoCuS deciding to fight really early on. Didn't have a good number of Berserkers yet. Didn't have level 2 TC yet, which is always a big level up. I guess he felt his Blade Master was so strong, which he certainly was. And also, we saw that by him against who was it? WFZ or someone? Committing to the hero kill. If you commit to the hero kill with Hex and Ensnare and Speed Throw and everything, and you don't get it, that doesn't bode well for you for the rest of the fight. But it's certainly far from over. FoCuS is getting back to 50 supply. TC is once again rejoining the army, and FoCuS starting to make some towers and shop at the expansion.
Another donation. Thank you, Drecksack Blase, for the €3. Think your bladder is a little weak, judging from that name. I hope you can, like, watch on the party and not miss anything of this awesome tournament. So TC still level 1. The liability in this army. Trying to make up for it. Expansion coming for 1-2-0 and the Creep Jack as well. Chinese playing this superb for now. Nuke on the blade! Silence again! Invul committed once more! And the Warsong battle drums. Okay, stolen from this TC, but how to get out of that fight now? No TP on the blade. No Invul. Needs the heal wave. That's a lot of mana and items committed. Oh, the
TC gets
TC.
up on Storm, but gets nuked again! This TC just keeps on dying in the shadow. What about him? If he falls, the healer is gone. Healer survives, but out of the fight, out of mana as well. 1-0. Looking to be in a great position now. Remember, he's got an expansion behind all of this. All heroes are out of the fight for FoCuS. Can't participate anymore.
1-2-0, the Butcher slaughters the cow over and over and over again. Needs to save this Kodo. Can't. Fiend back. Death Knight now safe from any future hero focuses with Death Pack. This is not looking good at all. This great Blade Master play in the early. He couldn't really transcend into the late game with it.
Man, FoCuS. Not hitting his power spike. This late game tier 3 orc strat is really good, but it does need time. It does need upgrades. It does need levels, and especially the TC does not have those. Late Mastery at the Expo, being a little annoying. Gets level 4 from this. That's actually a big deal. Some hallelujah crits could perhaps save him this game.
Yes, for the first time he got a Windwalk 2, as he was forced into crit 2. This time it was more important to have the longer Windwalk duration. FoCuS greedily going for the red spot. That is a very obvious movement. Okay, he has the Sentry Ward here. If this would be 1-2-0s.
Again sees this happening.
Players' forces are under attack.
FoCuS Tiny Great Hall. 680 gold invested. Can't go for the red spot. This is an undead red spot now.
He's got the sentry here, which is pretty nice. He could look for the flank for a big creep jack. If he kills a lot of 1-2-0's army, we could be even in terms of supply and econ.
Blade Master's not with the army yet. has to postpone the backstab a little bit.
1-0 stole the invult. We have no invults at all for FoCuS. That's a big problem.
He was looking at the shop. Don't know if he got something. I don't think so.
Yeah, hero FoCuS is something we don't see too much anymore from Undeads nowadays, especially when Happy is playing, but FoCuS suffering at the hands of 1-0 with some really well executed hero FoCuSes.
Oh, left-hand side of the map. One single ghoul. Goes into the north. He knows exactly what's up.
Magnetor greets the neighbors with a frostbolt. As we learned, it even can target buildings. You didn't want to believe me, did you? Yesterday or 2 days ago. When Moon's expansion was killed by a frostbolt, that was quite funny.
Didn't believe you, no. But then I remembered, long time ago, Stormbolt could be used against buildings, and they patched that. So since this Frostbolt is pretty much a Stormbolt, they just forgot to patch it out.
Oh, Catgus pipe for 1-0.
Hits from the bong!
And level 3 Dark Ranger. That's also a big level up. The level 2 Dark Arrow now for the Dark Minions can easily snowball out of control once Berserkers start dying.
It's just getting better and better for the Chinese.
It's no Banshee tech though.
Yes. And it's also no Pit Lord, so there's no damage mitigation. How can FoCuS get to level 3 on the TC though? I think it's absolutely impossible.
He needs to kill a lot of 1-0's army.
He has no TP.
Are under attack.
No TP and the big attack is coming. One peon is already down. Miss rally. Or he intercepts that rally point. Oh, sweet. Black arrow. For another skeleton. And the peons have to be evacuated.
It's quite expensive. 1-0 positioning himself in sort of a choke over here. FoCuS. He needs to come in here and force this army back. Otherwise this game is lost and he's out of this tournament.
It's kind of equal to Echo Isles. Oh, this is even more expensive. Whoa, that didn't do too much for FoCuS, this expansion. Could barely repay for it. And he's supply stuck now. 5 skeletons. And nuke on the Blade Master. There is one invul. Silence on the Shadow Hunter. Can't go for a heal wave, so that item has to be consumed. TC silenced as well. Can't really go for the Storm. 1-0 is microing this perfectly. The Storm!
It's literally nothing. Was trying to zone the DK. Didn't quite work out. Death Knight low HP though. TPing out. Does not have Death Pact? No, he does.
He does.
But I guess he killed the expansion. That was the biggest deal. He's fine with how that went. Started this fight off with a triple silence, by the way. Slight mistake by FoCuS, having all heroes stacked on top of each other. And even without Banshees, it's working out for 1-0.
This is such a great undead play.
And I think that's the right call as well in the micro department. Oh, missed rally on the walkers. FoCuS, you can't afford this in this game.
No.
GG.
Tilted. Absolutely tilted. Nothing worked at the end. Blade Master control, great. Harass, great. But then the Undead Expo came up. The fight was won. And 1-0 ran away with it. Very, very good play. By 1-0, I might say.
Totally agree. Alaska State Walker 3 team, thank you for the 5-year donation. We see you over and over here. Really nice. He says, the Scout Owl is the only summoned unit that has never been destroyed during a game of Warcraft 3. I thought about this the other day and it blew my mind.
Huh. That is correct. I guess.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, nice to have you here, Alaska State Warcraft 3 team. Whew, that was quite an action-packed Series 1. One of many, 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 many series this year. Today, we go into the second quarterfinal, and now we have Mirror Days in the New Year's Cup. Next up is Chamiko versus Infi. On paper, a very one-sided affair. One of the worst Human Mirror players in the game against one of the best Human Mirror players in the history of this game. But Maybe Chimiko found some ideas. Maybe he will show us how to play Mountain King once again, just like TH did at WGL. Afterwards, Fly versus Soin and the big finale of the quarterfinals, Lawlight versus Moon. I am beyond hyped for that Night of Mirror. And that's a rare thing to say. So, ladies and gentlemen, we go into a small commercial break to catch a breath for this long day of Warcraft. As Rising Star is coming up, we want to see you in the Rising Star Cup bracket. It's back to warcraft.com/Rising Star on challenge as well. Make this big, make this more than 200 players. It doesn't matter what skill level you have, just have fun, sign up, show AMD that the Warcraft scene is big and worth supporting. So, see you in a bit.